everyone. Welcome to Sally's Hotline for tips and tricks from the podcast Unstoppable Stories That Move. Are you a quitter? I am. I am 5 times the quitter. If you have ever wanted to quit an athletic event, but weren't sure if you were giving up too soon, this episode is for you. I'm your host, Sally Hed Dahlquist. I've run 181 marathons, and I know what it's like to push through when it gets hard and how it feels when you want to quit. In fact, I recently quit a marathon at mile 16.5 and really struggled with my decision. So in this hotline tip today, I'll tell you 6 simple things you can do during the race to help reset your body, reassess your fitness, and refresh your perspective to help you make a decision about whether to stop or keep going. I'll give you a checklist of when to stop and a checklist of when to persevere. I'll tell you a story about the last time I quit a marathon, and I'll tell you a story about when I helped someone else to keep going. So even though the name of this podcast is Unstoppable, and we generally celebrate people who push through the hard times, there are times when we need to celebrate the times we stopped. Stopping may be the best thing that you can do, because if you don't stop, your problems will only get worse. I'll tell you about the last time I quit a marathon. I've quit 5 marathons so far. In the sporting world, quitting is called DNF, did not finish. In fact, only 2 weeks ago, I quit a race at mile 16.5 because I just felt tired and did not want to move anymore, which was really weird. I was tired in a way that was different from the other kinds of tiredness. I was dragging from the very start and I didn't want to go any faster. At the 2-hour mark, I was way behind my time goals. I had run a marathon 7 days before in Slovenia, but should have been recovered enough. I was jet-lagged from the international travel, but I've run jet-lagged before. Plus, I had no appetite and wasn't eating enough. I don't think I ate enough to properly carbo load the night before. On race day, it was cold and windy, but I was dressed perfectly in outfits I'd worn before. And I think I may have gotten some weird virus from my trip, and it just wiped me out and I lost my appetite. So any one of those things, I've overcome them before. But adding them all together in combination was just too much. And even after 180 marathons, I quit this one. That race was the Pine Line in Medford, Wisconsin. It's about as easy a marathon will ever get. It's a really nice, flat rail trail out and back. It's beautiful in the woods of Wisconsin. I've done it many times before, and I should be able to run that race in my sleep. But apparently not. I started walking at mile 11 and was far behind my time goals. And even after the halfway point, I did not perk up. Normally, I'll start to get really excited again after mile 13, 14, and 15, but I did not this time. So following my own advice, I kept walking. And even after 5 miles, I needed to be done. Because I've run so much, I could really tell the difference between feeling discouraged and tired, low sugar, feeling sore, versus feeling sick and tired. And the thought of spending another 2 or 3 hours walking outside made me upset, versus the thought of a hot shower made me really happy. So I decided to call it quits before I got miserable. And I just consider it a really good training run. And because I was feeling so off, a little tired, I knew something was up. I went to the doctor for advice. And they couldn't really find anything specific, but he did say, gave me the best advice ever, eat some prunes to help flush out whatever bad stuff may be in my digestive tract. And I thought that was really, really funny because I really hadn't been eating enough to have any bathroom issues at all. But I like prunes, so why not? Prunes were the cure from the doctor. I'd also like to thank Amanda of the Kiwanis Club, who gave me a ride back to my car. It felt really good to get back to the finish line and hand in my bib. I knew that was the right decision. And the people at the Pine Line were pretty cool, pretty awesome about it. So if you ever want a really easy small town race, the weather's usually pretty cool in the country, sign up for the Pine Line. I highly recommend it in Medford, Wisconsin. So I did struggle with that decision of when I should stop. So I kind of made a little checklist. So here's the checklist of when you should stop. If you hurt or are tired in a way that seems unusual to you or is unexplainable. You should definitely quit if you have sharp pains, especially shooting pains, which could mean you have a serious injury. as opposed to a dull ache from tired muscles. You really don't want to be running on broken bones or sprained ankles. If you stop sweating, if you're getting dehydrated or have heat exhaustion, you should stop. If you're dizzy or lightheaded, if you're having trouble thinking straight, trouble seeing with eye issues, if you start shaking or have cramps that make it hard to move normally, and of course there's the biggie, persistent chest pain may indicate heart issues, and no one wants that. These are all pretty scary symptoms that need attention sooner than later because they'll just get worse. If they're mild symptoms and you try to fix it, they could possibly get better just by, drinking water or having electrolytes. But if it doesn't get any better, it's time to quit. So stop running and fix it before you hurt even more. So here's the checklist. And when should you keep going? I was trying to convince myself to keep going. If you don't have any of the scary symptoms I just mentioned, you can probably keep going. For me, it was this unexplained, unusual tiredness, low energy that I just needed to stop moving. So I finally succumbed to that, and I'm glad I did. If you have some minor symptoms and you treat them early, and that makes you feel better, you can probably keep going. Usually if you need sugar or electrolytes or water, it takes about 5 to 15 minutes for you to start feeling better. And during that time, you can just keep walking. If you simply feel tired or sore, but it's how you would normally feel after your activities, it's probably okay to keep going. And this is the one aspect of training that is more mental and that's really helpful in that you have experienced how your body responds to intense activities. And you now have a gauge for what feels normal for your body for soreness versus what feels like pain from an injury. So one aspect of repetitive training is just that experience and how your body feels. In those cases where you can just eat more sugar, have electrolytes, water, or walk for a while, those are things you can recover from within 15 minutes, just to make sure that's helping. If it's more of a mental game, like you're demoralized or discouraged, just focus on 1 mile at a time. Ask someone for a pep talk. Start chatting with people. Turn on some music. As long as you're moving forward, think about how good it will be to finish. On the other hand, if you're having more of an emotional crisis and the event is just adding to your anxiety, you may be better off quitting and doing the event another day. Sometimes our emotions can get the best of us. Sometimes it's just not our day. But sometimes those thoughts and feelings are temporary. And if you give yourself a little bit of time, you can overcome them and keep going. I'd like to dedicate this little tip to a woman named Christy, whom I met while running the Eau Claire Marathon in May 2026. At mile 17 and a half, I passed a woman who was chatting on the phone. I heard her tell her husband in despair, "I just don't know how I'm going to finish this." It wasn't really a question. It was a statement. She was about to quit. She was so frustrated, tired, and hurting with bad posture. And her words really struck me. I just don't know how I'm going to finish this. But I knew how she could do it. And I felt it was my duty to help her out. I mean, what a strange coincidence to overhear her conversation at the exact moment I walked by her. Even though I was walking and she was running, I had passed her. She was just so tired and had such bad form, hunched over, that my walking was faster than her running. And I could hear her conversation. So I turned around while she was still on the phone and I said, "You're going to walk. That's how you're going to finish this. You are going to walk and I can help you a little if you want me to." So she looked up and told her husband, "Someone here is trying to help me. I gotta go." And she hung up the phone. She ran up to me slowly. And honestly, at that point, I myself needed a pep talk too, since I had quit that last race and I needed to boost my confidence for this race also. I was feeling a little tired and I was walking. I knew I was going to finish, but I was a little demoralized. So here are 6 simple things that we can do to help reset your body, assess your fitness, and refresh your perspective during the race to help make a decision whether or not you should stop or you should keep going. So the first thing with Christy is to rest a bit by walking, which in her case was faster than her running anyway. I mean, she was really forcing herself to run and was making herself miserable. and giving yourself bad posture, which in turn just makes your body hurt in different ways. Your body and your spirit need a break. So just rest a bit by walking. Next is to stand up straight. Make that good posture. Like I said, Christy's posture was such bad form that it was only making her hurt more. The third thing we did was to breathe better. Stop hunching forward, open your arms, straighten your back, and puff up your chest. And take several deep breaths. Fill up those lungs to their fullest. Give your body an extra dose of oxygen. And number 4, as we walked, we went through the checklist of when to quit. There were no red flags in my book. Christy was eating and drinking well. She was a first-time marathon. So as it was her first-time experience, it was difficult to process what was typical and what was not. Fortunately, Christy has run several half marathons and knew how she normally felt for 13 miles. Beyond that was new for her. And we were at mile 17, but she didn't have any cramps or sharp pains and was just achy. She thought she could keep moving. The 5th thing we did was try to adjust the outfit. I thought Christy was overdressed. It was sunny in the 60s with a cold wind, which I really liked. But Christy was overdressed with long sleeves, a water vest, long tights. Was there any way she could lighten the load? You could cut off the arms of your long sleeve shirt. You could swap it out for a t-shirt, drop the water vest. She wasn't able to do that. So instead, the solution was to pour water on yourself to keep cool. Pour it on your head, pour it down your arms, drink extra. And number 6, the last thing we did to help was simply the pep talk. We walked together for only 6 blocks, but it really helped us both. That little bit of advice and encouragement, helping her helped me. And then her husband appeared at mile 18, just in time for a hug and some encouragement from him. She had started to feel better and move better with the change in pace. Just walking and the better posture and standing up straighter helped her run better. And I perked up more too. Helping her helped me. And I was confident I could easily finish the last 8 miles. Eventually, Christy started running more and even passed me. Then she ran with pacer Liz, who kept up the conversation and the momentum. Eventually, Christy finished the race 10 minutes ahead of me in 6:12. I was so proud of her for not giving up right away when she really felt despair and wanted to quit. When she was so discouraged, she wanted to quit, but she accepted some help. She got some advice and accepted our pep talk, which carried her through to the end. I would have totally understood if she stopped, especially since I just had my own DNF. Sometimes the race is just not your day. There is always another race, so it's more important to take care of yourself so you can run another day. So now you know what to do if you feel like quitting. These 6 simple things to reset your body, reassess your fitness, and refresh your perspective. You can walk so that your body can rest a little bit. Stand up straight to regain your posture. Take some deep breaths to get the oxygen. Then go through those checklists of when to quit and when to keep going. Mainly, how scary are your symptoms and are they typical for you? The 5th thing you can do is to adjust your outfit so you're more comfortable. And the last thing is to get a pep talk or some advice from someone else to cheer yourself up. So now I got a question for you. When were you stopped? And how did you get better by stopping? What did you learn by quitting? I would love to hear your answers. I know for me, when I quit the last time, the Pine Line, that was the right decision. I've not regretted it, and I'm only grateful that I got more rest that day and gave myself time to recover so that I could live another day to run Eau Claire and feel great about that one. So thanks for listening to this little tip from Sally's Hotline. Remember, this is a podcast with a purpose to raise $1 million for medical research, to fund cures for cancer and other diseases. And we can't get there without help from people like you. So if you like what you heard, please support the mission. Donate now online at unstoppablestoriesthatmove.com or mail a check to P.O. Box 12, Afton, Minnesota, 55001, USA. Together, we can save lives. I'm Sally Hed Dahlquist, host of the podcast Unstoppable Stories That Move. Keep moving forward, even if that means that you have to stop sometimes.